Welcome to the very first casted game of Age of Empires 4 Season 5, and I found a game that looks like it's going to be really fun because it's a Mongol mirror, and while that might not typically be interesting, Divine is a Mongol master, and they got a big change in this most recent patch. As you know, they now have an Age 2 step rider unit. So it's basically, they took their Lancer from Age 3, moved it to Age 2, and tweaked its stats. So I'm very curious to see if Divine has something fancy up his sleeves. Of course, he's one of the top players in the game. So good. Opening up, he moved his town center back to the wood. He's got his sheep. He's on gold. And on the other side, we got a player I looked is in the top 50. Oko, also playing the Mongols. So I thought this could be a good opportunity to compare and contrast their build orders and how it works out here. Now, Prairie in the past, you might have expected trade, of course, but trade has been reworked in this most recent patch. Now, I'm sure it's still good in its own right, but I don't think it's going to be as insanely good as it was before. Some even argue, though, now that you can micro your units without losing the gold, that perhaps it could be even easier to defend and do that. But I don't know. We'll see what we have. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying Season 5 so far. I was playing a little bit of Abbasid and Delhi today. Really liking their new units. Of course, we've got a new Man-at-Arms type unit now, the Gulam for the Abbasid dynasty, and then for the Delhi Sultanate, you've got the Ghazi Raider, which is now good against armor. And they're very strong. I got whooped by Delhi once today. Oh, he gets a sheep there. Nice there. First blood is taken. So Divine, no cheap tricks here. He's just going for an age up. We've got 7 on food. We've got the rest on gold. You can see both players split here. Now, I do see some wood being chopped over here. So I really wonder, is he going to go for some kind of tower rush on the gold? Perhaps. It's a rather early time to get that. Only one villager on gold. I think Oko may perhaps be going for some kind of tower rush. So we'll see how this works out. Although he doesn't have a barracks either. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that's going to work out here, because it does look like Divine's just planning on straight up aging up. And of course, Prairie, a map you've seen plenty of. Luckily, we got some new maps coming in our map pool and those wonderful map monsters. And if you don't know exactly how they work, go check it out. I made a map monsters guide, just basically just showing you exactly when they spawn and which buffs they give you. So check that out on my channel. And while you're doing that, you should hit that beautiful subscribe button, and maybe the map monsters will appear for you. Okay, so Oko continues to gather wood, so he's up to something. I think he might go for some kind of rush. He sees that maybe that's gold a little bit is far away from the town center. Divine getting all this. Now, interesting, both players did open up with 1 scout, so it's going to be exactly the same as far as that's concerned. Of course, Prairie always known for having an absurd number of sheep, which is nice for the Mongols. And Oko going for the silver tree, so he's been chopping wood. Interesting, while trying to age up. I'll see what he does with this here. He didn't really build anything, but he was chopping it this whole time. So going with that silver trade, still going to be going for trade. So despite the rework of trade, guess we'll see how this performs. We'll keep an eye on that, and let's go see how Divine's doing. He is continuing to get his food in gold. He's not aging up yet. It seems like almost like he AFK'd for a second, but now he's got it. Your chat says, I'm convinced that Keshiks are bad. Oh, did I call them step riders? Man, I got my AoE4 on the brain. Yeah, we got the Keshiks, right? That's their name. Something similar. We've got a silver tree for both players. So despite the change in the trade, both of these players seem confident to go for trade. So we'll have to watch that and watch, of course, these income per minutes as those come out. Now, what changed with trade, you might be wondering? Maybe you didn't watch my whole patch video, which is fine if you did. What is second Gur here? Okay, maybe move that over the tree. So what has changed with gold is it's no longer, you could do a trick, right? You could, without doing a full trip, you could pick up the gold here and get like a whole giant bag of gold and take it straight across. Now, every time they touch a market, they are going to be generating gold based on the distance. So basically every time they move back and forward, there's going to be gold dropped off. It's not just going to be at one end anymore. So the concept of like a home market isn't the same. So Oko reaching the second age before Divine. Divine bringing his scout and Khan up to harass. Actually forced an outpost there. Interesting, he's got two Gurs right by each other. What is he doing with that? Maybe he's planning on spamming out some decks, or they just look cool. Maybe it's more efficient for the gold. I don't know. That's a off-meta strategy I haven't seen there. Okay, both players up in the next age, and we see an archery range stop down for Divine. Also went up for Silver Tree. I wonder if we might see either, of course, either archers or Mangudai out of that. I'm not sure if you do good for Mangudai and a Mongol Mir. You see a lot of times trade is accompanied by Mangudai because it's good for protecting it. And Oko is going to be taking his Silver Tree all the way to the top corner so he can maximize that gold income. Now Divine, on the other hand, they're doing the exact same thing. So Amir, it's been very similar. Oko's slightly ahead as of right now, I would say, but very, very slight. You even see that in the score down there. And it's going to be 2 times Mangudai. Now look at that wonderful icon. They changed up some of these icons a little bit this patch, and it looks nice. A nice little pass there on that. And so 2 Mangudai, he's going to be using those to secure his trade, and he's going to be trying to harass his opponent's trade line. So there we go. Oko also doing the same thing. We've got Mangudai. Mangudai go great with traders, and we got our first ones. Oh, he's not trading them up yet right now. Okay, he did move his Gur. Where did he take it to? Looks like he took it up on the north side. So he was building that because he was planning on getting improved wheelbarrow. Now that is not one I really see early on. So increases his villager resource carry capacity by +7 and movement speed by 15%. And then I guess a +2. Like, wow. I don't know if I've seen improved wheelbarrow certainly this early in the game. And Oko went straight for it. So he's got interesting eco strat. He also has a stable. And there you can see that Keshik unit I was telling you about. It actually gains health as it deals damage, which is very interesting. It has less than health than a Lancer. So it's kind of in between. Almost similar to a Sofa in a way. Okay, so we got both players kind of scanning the battlefield, give you a little sense of their line of sight. You can see Divine kind of knows there's something lurking around out there. He's got his Mangudai together. Look at the top of the screen. You can see the counts on those. Divine's actually got a little bit more right now. And on the other side, you can see the line of sight there of Oko. So being chased down right now by Divine's Mangudai. This might be a back and forth Mangudai war. And, you thought you might see trade go away. So how many resources? Oh, it doesn't. See, now, the one thing I will say I dislike about how they've changed this is when they do this trip, you click on a trader, you have no clue how much gold it's going to drop off. Now, you can make guesses or whatever, like you'll see it when it hits the other side, but that's kind of a nice thing to be able to click them and be like knowing exactly the value you're getting out of your units with their trips. So Divine's going to be trying to hit a raid on this. He knows it's there. He's going to go walk and just camp that trade post. On the other side, Oko doesn't appear to be applying the pressure, so he's running into some Mangudai. I don't think he knows exactly where they are right now, and that could be some trouble. He's actually gotten pretty passive in his base, which is very interesting. Additional archer ranges being dropped down. He continues to train, and there we go. The first trader going to be going down. Divine picks that off. Oko reacts, but not fast enough. Perhaps we'll get some shots off here as Divine chases away. Now, by the way, another change for the Mongols. You can now toss your crow if you want to. But now, right now, we've got a Mangudai shootout. And Oko looks like going to get some okay trades here. But the reinforcing troops from Divine. I think Divine knows what he did here. I don't know. This is a very even fight, honestly. Let's look at the destruction value. You can kind of see the difference between the two players. So Divine sticks that fight. I kind of thought he was going to run away, and Oko looks like he wins the Mangudai war, which can be pretty substantial because if he's got the greater numbers, he can go on the raids against his opponent's trade. The Khan has been killed, so there you have it. Oko getting a really big fight victory versus Divine. I want you to see as this gold's dropped off. You'll see it here. I thought we would see it. No, hold on. I wasn't in Divine's perspective. Maybe that was the problem. Okay, let's see if that one, if we'll show it. Okay, I'm in Divine's perspective. When he drops it off, will I see a plus gold? I think I should. The blacksmith upgrades won the fight. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. He had good call out there. Gillian there in Twitch chat. He had the extra attack, so that's a nice little nugget to have when you're in a fight like that. Okay, let's see if we see the gold. Okay, so you do see it there. So again, clicking on them, it'd be nice if they showed the value, but they don't for right now. And one very little detail, guys. Something happened when they released this patch. I can no longer zoom in while in cinematic view. They broke this on this patch. We told them about it during the pup, but it appears this bug got pushed through. So unfortunately, I can't give you all those wonderful zoom-ins we're used to doing, and you'll maybe miss that in some of the tournaments, but some players don't like it anyway, so. Okay, so right now, Divine gaining in his numbers. You can see up at the top of the screen, Oko kind of having the superior count. There's that Keshik we talked about, new unit for the game, chasing him down, but Keshik's not going to be good against Mangudai. They're just going to run away. If you consider the speed of this unit, it's going to have, if I hover it, there you go. It has movement speed of 1.62. That's compared to the movement speed of 1.56 of the Mangudai. Well, actually, no, he could catch the Mangudai, right? Oh, it was just buffed. Yeah, I think that means, yeah, it should be able to chase it down. But he would lose a lot of health. I thought they were slower, but I guess they're more similar to a horseman in a way. I'm, used to thinking about the lancer. Okay, so right now we kind of got a Mongol trade war going on right now. You can see the villager counts across the top of your screen. Look at those resources per minute. Divine actually doing a really nice job with this gold. How many traders does he have? 13 traders for him, while Oko's got 14 traders. So very similar. And one thing always to not forget, you've got the Silk Road for the Mongols. So as you get those different tiers of numbers of traders, you get additional resource buffs. No map monsters here though. And so far it's been a Mangudai war. This reminds me, I played Lakota a lot in Age of Empires 3, and when you played mirrors with other Lakota players, it was just like bow riders back and forth. And it was whoever flinched and didn't make a bow rider lost. So it's very similar here. Divine looking to go for perhaps another raid to the northwest. See what his vision shows you. Neither player looking to be anywhere near aging up. They are spending all the resources on Mangudai and upgrades for the most part. But Oko does spot that out. Going to go in here and take that, maybe take the fight, gets a few free hits. You actually see that lifesteal happening there as those frontliners actually got health as they took that HP. Now that's what, 14 Mangudai versus the 12? These icons are so different now. It's kind of tripped me up a little bit having some different stuff here. So a little bit of fight. We've got the movement speed arrow from Oko as he runs ahead actually to pick off the reinforcing units. Uh-oh, 2 Mangudai unfortunately path awkwardly around the tree and get picked off because that could have been a clean getaway as he picked off. You saw some nice trading from him. You can see his destruction value. Oko's actually been trading more efficiently against Divine so far this game. Divine looking to get another villager kill by means of getting the trader. I think he should get one of them here. Oko, though, continuing to, not before it drops off its payload. And there we go. Oko's going to take that fight, 14 versus 12, but there are some Keshiks in there. He's trying to get him to chase so he can take shots at him. Yeah, but Divine's not falling for that trap quite yet. He's just trying to sit there. But if he risks waiting too long, he could get surrounded. But you could say the same thing for Oko. He's Divine sending reinforcements from across the map. Okay, so it's a bunch of back and forth. What's going on the northeast side of the map? We've got a wolf being taken out by the villagers. I keep wondering if Oko's going to commit to this. I think Divine's got the better mass here, and he's been adding in these Keshik, so they've got ranged armor, so they can be pretty tanky if he gets into one of these fights. And not to mention, okay, he chases in, going to get that. And at this point, once they start getting attacks on the front line, they're healing as well, and he's taking on Eco. You can see 5 total villagers so far. Well, traders, right? And Divine is starting to wear away at Oko's economy. Now, 1,000 wood actually in Oko's bank. He's trying to do a run by, trying to pick off the reinforcements like he did before, but this time could be a mistake. Does he have a speed arrow in the bank, a maneuver arrow? I think he does, unless the UI doesn't tell you. But he's going to stick and take that fight. There we go. We see a attack arrow, and from both players going to go for the attack arrow. And we'll see how this goes. Oko continuing to chase around. He's trying to get some picks off as he runs away from those, from the Keshik. And so far, he's staying away from him as best he can, still trading more efficiently. And this is somewhat the challenge when you're trying to stop Mangudai, is they can just run around the map forever, and maybe you build walls, but if you are Mongols, you can't build walls. So he continues to chase around, but you see this number starting to grow. He can take a fight, and there we go. He's going to peel off a few units and go after those villagers. Oko's going to take that fight right under his town center, and then bottom to the left, still all of the traders dying. What he could have done is rerouted his traders to down here, and it perhaps could have given him a few free trades. But you can see 7 dead villagers basically down the bottom left. So Oko has taken some losses. He's taken efficient military trades, but I don't know how long it's going to last him. You can see him trying to slap down some stables. He has a lot of resources in the bank. It kind of looks like maybe he was trying to age up, but I don't think Divine's going to just let him get away with that. Divine not looking to age up. He's just stayed in H2 and keeps making units. Now chase down the bottom left. It looks like Divine split his Mangudai. But there we go. More villagers getting killed. A total of 10 now. So Divine has dealt more than enough economic damage. He's really been just chipping away at Oko, but he's got to finish, of course. Divine continues to chase down Oko's units in the base, kind of cornering them there, and we see those lancers pushing forward. Oko does kite. A lot of kiting, a lot of back and forth here from these Cav. Divine not changing up his unit composition. It's just been Mangudai and Keshik all day long. Is this perhaps the new meta for Mongol mirrors? I don't know. We've seen a lot of different things over the years, of course. Divine was maybe one of the most famous tower rushers. I think he did town center dropping too. He was like one of the OG Mongol terrors on the ladder. So that's why I knew watching this, if he's doing this, it's probably what you should be doing. Okay, but we do see Oko finally starting to add his own Keshiks into the mix, or at least significantly more. And Divine's troops have been split off several times throughout this game. It seems like he's been able to get much more efficient trades because they've just been like 4 by themselves. But there we go, nice surround here, and Divine's going to take this fight, charging in with the Keshik. Again, remember, as they attack, they actually gain some more HP as you see those green pluses above their head. Oko maybe going in too deep, but going to try to run by the villagers. Can he do this as he runs near the base of Divine? Going to pick off a villager there. Actually, the villager survives. It does have its textile, so 75 HP. Continuing to run away. The Khan goes down, so he doesn't have any maneuver arrow or anything like that. It looks like Divine might be chipping away at this army. Tries to run around the trees to cut them off. Continues to run by at the front. We got a few coming across the field right now. You can see the villager graph at the top. Divine in a very strong position. I'm just trying to see if he had any second villager, anything, talents or anything like that. Okay, unit count is starting to really swing in the favor of Divine. We see Oko kiting back. Those lancers continue to chase, or excuse me, the Keshik, and Oko's going to be running home. But this could be really bad news bears for him now. He does have the production, but I think the weirdest thing is he's got 1,200 wood in the bank. It kind of seems like he over macroed on wood. He kept, you know, you do it. You rally your villagers to wood, and then you are busy microing on the battlefield, and then the next thing you know, you've got 1,400 in the bank like he does right now. How many villagers does he have on wood? 19. So he's not spending his resources fast enough. His plan was to stay H2. Divine, you can see spending all of his food, has been staying in second age. He also has been gathering gold. I would think now that he has a pretty significant advantage, we might see him age up here shortly. We do also see more traders killed on the back line. It doesn't look like Oko has many traders left. 5. So nice raids from Divine. And yeah, of course, those aren't going to do siege damage. He's just trying to keep those villagers pinned down, but Oko set up his food underneath his town center, but he has 28 villagers. There's not going to be enough room for those at the end. And Divine chases in as he tries to retreat, and he does back to the other side. Now, a lot of teal units running out right now. I know we got 2 shades of blue here. Kind of crazy sometimes when you're observing. We're keeping it together. Good so far. Khan rises, and now we see Oko chasing back the other way again. Okay, Divine says that's it. I'm aged up. Cruel Ties is his weapon of choice. You often see this landmark picked when Mongols go for the trade options, because it's a military landmark and you want to be able to secure your trade since you don't have walls like most other civilizations. Oko continuing to charge forward. Divine on the retreat. Of course, he's aging up. He reaches the castle age, but his army has decreased by a significant amount. He's going to regroup there, and I'm sure he's going to be picking those upgrades. There we go. So we're going to see this in about 1 minute is what you expect. 30 seconds, I guess, for the Keshiks, but a minute for the Mangudai. So now Oko sees that and should know, okay, I need to age up or do something myself, but he is nowhere near aging up. Now, Divine can just wait him out. And that's likely what you're going to see here. Up to the north, we got Mangudai continuing to just pick away at the trade. In mid, Divine's just buying his time, not taking the fight before his upgrades come in. So many times you'll see players do that. They'll get the castle age, and then they'll just take a fight very early. Now, in this case, Divine got a nice block, but, you know, speaking of taking fights before upgrades come in, you know, these are resources he just lost there because, you know, he was desperately trying to save his trade. And look at this, a nice attack on the trade line Oko's able to perform here. So still those upgrades have come in, and look how many Mangudai have died just now that upgrades come in. But think about how much that would have helped him earlier, but he was trying to salvage his trade route, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. And now Oko is dishing out. Look at that, very similar economic damage count there. We do still have more raids going to the other side, and Oko is going to get fully cleaned up. And so the question will be, how does he recover that? But he decides he can't. He might have got some villager raids, but he had no army left. Divine takes the victory at this very first casted game of Season 3. And I would say, you know, as far as Mongol mirrors go, it looks like the Mangudai spam and starting to sprinkle in some Keshik is going to be the way to go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this casted game. If you did, leave me a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more Season 5 Age of Empires 4 content and strategy guides. And I'll see you in the Discord. Check out that link down in the description. Thanks for watching.